Let's put some respect on some. You God.
Yes. And this is the one time we're gonna talk about You God, because like yo, like that when we was talking about the Doom album, and after you left, and me and Guillermo had a conversation about You God, and people was like, yo, You God is not even, he's irrelevant. I'm like, what? Y'all bugging. Like I always thought he was underrated in the clan.
Yeah, he was very underrated.
You don't have a classic though, but now they do Master Killer. Now they
Now,
do Deck.
Master Killer, No
Master
Said
Killer got a
Day.
classic album for you?
To me, No Said Day is the personal classic. To me,
What? Oh, personal classic. But I
personal
mean like
classic.
within the realm of like the Wu solo joints.
Oh no, no, it's not classic.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah,
yo, I'm like, you got some memorable verses like on mystery chess boxing and the Triumph verse. I liked his verse on that Triumph joint.
right.
You know what I mean? He got some joints. I'm like, come on, man. He don't have a classic album though. I like his later albums actually. Like Venom was dope and Keynote Speaker, but that Golden Arm Redemption, I didn't care for that at all.
I love Golden Arms Redemption.
You like
Well,
that joint?
I didn't love it. I liked it.
What's your favorite song on here?
That gangster shit.
Mm. See, I like Bizarre. I know Bizarre was a single, but it was decent. But I like when I hear like the other stuff, like the production to me was weak on there. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I know there's some other albums I didn't hear from him. Like when he did that Hillside Stranglers project, I didn't hear that. And there's another album he did I didn't listen to. But like I said, like the latter stuff to me is decent. And I don't know. I don't know how people feel about You God. That's why I was like, let's do like a whole like little discussion on You God, because like he don't get no props at all as a lyricist.
right.
You know, Lamont Hawkins, aka Golden Arms, aka Lucky Hands. That dude, we got to put some respect on him, man. You know, and like like my favorites always been Ghost, Raid, Meth of course. And Deck to me is like the table setter for the clan. Like you can put him on anybody's joint. You know what I'm saying? But You God, it's like they nobody run to get You God on the feature except for Cypress Hill when they did the Killer Hills joint on Temples of Boom. Other than that, like I can't think of him on any other classic album other than Temples.
Well, what I wanted to do with my list, I didn't want to just stick to the '90s Wu shit
Right.
because I did some shit from like 2000s, and I didn't just want to pick like the regular Wu albums or something like that because I wanted to do something different.
Right.
So I really can't wait to do this one. And we said five, right?
Yeah, just five. Like my
Okay,
my
cool.
five my five is gonna be like one of my favorite songs on Wu Tang Forever. Severe Punishment. Like
Ooh,
that beat was just crazy. Everybody killed it. Um, You God, his verse, he was saying, Heavenly God body, know me as the cleaner, night champion, old villain style seamer, gets inspired of Secret Saga, why bother, Godfather talk, drama, fly swatters, fire, just the way that he ended off that verse, you know what I'm saying, was dope, and that was a dope joint with the clan, with mostly all the clan members on that, and again, like nobody really, it's not a standout, like he doesn't, nobody talks about that joint with them on there, but I thought it was like a solid cut from that double album.
okay.
What's your five?
Um, my number five. Well, this list is really in no particular order, so I'm just gonna
Right.
do. I'm gonna start with the mystery of chess boxing.
Ooh,
I feel like to me that's like everybody's favorite You God verse, in my
right.
opinion.
Uh-huh.
And isn't my personal favorite. I would say it's my third, maybe second or third favorite and shit like that.
Right.
I
Okay.
mean, the way I started it off is iconic. Raw, I'm gonna give it to you. No trivia. Well, like cocaine straight from Bolivia. My hip hop will rock shock the nation like the Emancipation Proclamation. Like Mind that was like the first time I heard about the Emancipation Proclamation
Right.
through that song.
Mm.
And I mean, I feel like him, um, ODB and Method Man, they
Right.
pretty much went in on their verses and shit like that. But at the same time, wait, actually, hold on, not Method Man, Raekwon, 'cause Method Man only did
Right.
a excuse me. But yeah, this was just a very standard. I feel like this is like his standard verse. This was his triumph verse for you expected that, in my
Right.
opinion.
Definitely. Definitely. That's definitely on my list. It's a little bit higher though, but definitely one of his best joints. Number four, I got. Now this is controversy because anytime we talk about Wu Tang Forever, this seems to be the one song that people can't stand off this double album, and
Black
I
Shampoo.
never understood why. Black Shampoo,
I never
definitely. hmm,
I never got the hate for that song either.
I don't get it, and I'm like, yo, Black Shampoo, his own solo joint on the Wu Tang Forever album. He's the only one. I want to say he's the only one to have. No. ODB got the dog shit joint. Him and ODB are like the only. No, that's not true. Because that got uh the city. Okay, well him, uh yeah, Ghostface well, Ghostface had had Impossible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so not everybody had a solo joint on the album. It was Ghost, it was You God, ODB, and Deck with solo joints on that album. And I think he killed it, and just the whole way that it started off with him getting his hair washed by his shorty and just like, and she telling him like, yo, you stressed out, relax. And like it starts off with like a melodic flute playing, and it's real like jazzy, but melodic and dope at the same time. I love the drum patterns that we hooked up on that beat, and he just talking like real smooth and real suave on it, and like he mentioned like a lot of like different aphrodisiacs, like chocolate and coconuts and lotion and all this other shit. He's saying sprinkle water on chocolate, butterscotch flowers, vapor action, tropical sun showers, baby powder, relax, feel for an hour, sand suntan, snuggled up, snug, snowy days, fireplace, or yelter rug, thugs lay on the couch, pull it out, perfect balance, chemical stimuli, two tokes off the chalice. I thought that was a dope drink, and to have his own solo drink, that was fire. I do not get the hate for this song because anytime I like being in different conversations about that album. That seems to be the only song that people don't like on that album is Black Shampoo. I'm like, y'all are tripping. Like that shit is fire. It was different, and for them to give him his own solo track when he was barely on into the Wu Tang because he was locked up or whatever. I think that was dope by the RZA to do that, and I definitely have to include it on this list because I think this always been a dope joint.
Yeah, Black Shampoo is pretty dope. It's pretty hot joint and shit like
Definitely.
that. One joint that kind of grew on me over the years, to be real.
And and,
Um,
and, and it's and that's a joint like what's wrong with him doing a joint about like his shorty massaging him or like that was Drake, that shit would have been a hit. You know what I
let's
mean?
not give
If you
no
got to
idea.
go, it's whack. Like I'm like, come on, man.
Hmm.
Go ahead.
But yeah, dope joint. My number four is gonna be Knuckleheads with Raekwon.
Oh, fire.
Yeah, again, this is another song. I feel like he definitely did his thing on this one and shit like that. Probably my second favorite verse from him.
Right.
Um, yes, Ray and Ghost, they definitely ate you got in my opinion, but at the same
Mm,
time, he still has some dope quotables like all we want is the G's, guns, and grams. Living fat like the mafia, sipping, eating pasta, laying in the house telling the seeds about the saga. Before we got dramatic and thoughts got sporadic, we
fire.
grabbed golden fabulous. Like that internal rhyme scheme was
Fire.
something I never really saw from you God up to
Right.
that point and shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the same time, he definitely held his own, with Ray and Ghost in my opinion. So
Oh yeah.
that's a very, very good. very dope joint.
Love that joint. One of my favorites on Cuban Link. That whole album is a classic. There's no flaw. Every track is flawless. So definitely a dope collab. Number three for me, another one of my favorites on Wu Tang Forever. This was the second single. It's yours, and I think he killed that joint. When he said super freak physique like Raphael Sadiq. Baby love the ganja leaf every day of the week. Super friends wake up. Deluxe gourmet beats. The night is right. I might find me a sweet. I love that shit. The way that he started off that verse was fire. The way he ended it was fire. You know what I'm saying? Like flawless drink. You know, you got Ray was on Ghost was on that, Ray was on that, Deck killed it. All of them killed it. Again, to me, I thought you guys' verse stood out. Nobody even mentions his verse on that track, but definitely a fire joint. I love the video and everything when they were like on tour and got like even Ronnie DeVoe from No Edition and BBD in that video with him. And that was dope.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Um, Now this is probably the only Wu Tang joint I have on this list, and it's probably my favorite You Got verse, believe it or not.
Okay.
Um, Cypress Hill, Killer Hill niggas,
Yes.
and
Fire.
Temples of Boom album.
Fire.
Oh man, I swear to God, like I'm gonna go off top of it. That Temples of Boom album to this day is my favorite Cypress Hill album.
I agree.
Like that is some of DJ Muggs' best production.
Hmm. Definitely.
I even like it way more than Black Sunday. Yep, I said it. I
I love
said
all three
it.
of them. Like that. Like the first three are my favorites from the whole discography. But you know, you can't go wrong with either Black Sunday or Temples of Boom. So
Yeah, to me, I like Black Sunday, but I don't love it as much as the self-titled and Temples of Boom because that one grew on me in recent
right,
years because I felt like the last four tracks maybe was kind of filler. Like
right.
they definitely go for that commercial MTV.
Mhm.
I don't know, it just felt kind of off. Like,
Yeah,
but at the same time, I respect the legacy that it left, especially for Latino hip hop. But back to the song and shit like that. Yeah, you got definitely went in. This is probably one of the songs where he definitely deserved being the last verse, in my
right,
opinion.
right.
Like exotic, narcotic, tune slam soon from a dune in the desert, me- mega Babylon pleasure. Coming at the dome piece, smell my aroma. Roll your no pet, no mad, put you in a coma. Like
Fire,
Jesus Christ, you God. Definitely one of his
man.
fire verses that I feel like if it was on a Wu album, it would probably got more attention. But
I think
yeah, man, definitely a fire verse.
definitely. And yo, it would have been crazy if you guys had did a whole like album project with Muggs. Like back then at that time, that would have been crazy.
Hmm.
Crazy production from Muggs. Love that song. Number two for me, Mystery of Chess Boxing. Love that joint. I think you got killed it as opening. Like you already quoted it. Definitely a solid track off that first classic Wu album. Love the video. Yeah, definitely my number two on here.
Definitely a dope joint. Um, last two joints I had to say are probably the most surprising joints y'all probably might witness.
Mhm.
Um, Ghostface 9 Milli Bros off the
Mm,
Fish Scale album,
nice.
an album we definitely have to talk about this
Yes,
year.
definitely. I'm down.
One of Ghostface's best albums,
Hmm.
in my
Definitely.
personal opinion. Like this was a mafioso rap. It was storytelling. It was everything. I mean, I'm gonna say that, but yeah, this was definitely a Wu posse cut that definitely went under the radar by a lot of people because by that time, not a lot of people were really checking for Wu. Like, I mean, they were checking for Wu, like the family, but at the same time, they weren't really. It was that was the era of the South, the snap music and all that shit. Plus,
Right.
it wasn't promoted. The album wasn't really promoted as well. But that's another story for a different day. You got definitely Definitely, he didn't have the best verse again, but definitely had among the best when he said like handcuffed to the turntables like Wizard Theodore, see his
Right.
prayer like rain, purely ounces, bang him with the thing that hangs to the trousers. You don't want to know drama, I'm flaming fast. That nigga jumps up and did the Damon Dash. Definitely love that double entendre and shit
Oh,
like that. Yeah, man. Definitely a very underrated posse cut in my personal opinion.
yeah.
Highly love that album.
Love that joint. My last joint, number one, probably I want to say top two Wu collabs ever. Winter Wars from Iron Man album and Don't Be a Menace while drinking your juice in South Central soundtrack. Love that. You know, collab with Kappa and Ghost and Ray. You got killed it. He said this rhyme digest through the RZA console. XY slam 9 diagram pole. Raekwon dropped the bomb, hunchback, Notre Dame, golden arms, bronze, Buddha palm hit Quran, fire joint. That to me is a classic Wu collab. I know people would say Kappa killed it. Kappa did his thing, definitely. Everybody did their thing, but I think you guys roasted out as well. And I never hear his verse being mentioned when it comes to that song. So I'm like, yo, I gotta put this number one because that's like my favorite Wu collab. So definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, this might be the most surprising pick for this one, but it's a dope choice by the way. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Um, LA the Dark Man, Element of Surprise,
Ooh, I forgot about that joint.
Heist of the Century album. Okay, one of the most underrated Wu albums in history.
Yeah, definitely.
This album is so grimy, man. It's fucking expensive now for some odd reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like it fluctuates
I
in
don't think
price.
he's affiliated with Wu no more. That's why.
He's not, no. Um, but anyway, this joint right here is definitely another grimy joint and shit like that. My personal opinion, I definitely felt like you gotta have the best verse on this one right there.
Right.
Pause, hold up. Chef. Oh, never mind. No, I'm tripping. But yeah, he definitely had like the best verse on this one and stuff like that. I know a lot of people say that Master Killer's verse was among the best. I mean, Master Killer did his thing, but I always like you God when he said some shit like hit women that'll fuck you and return them into essence. This evil widow, she pulled a fofo out the pillow with a silencer like Costa Nostra cats. They admired her. Like, man. Again, another verb with like the internal rhyme scheme and shit like that. Fire joint. Definitely love it.
Oh, love that joint, man. Definitely glad we did this and just put some respect on you, God, because I think he's always been underrated in the clan and a dope lyricist in his own right. So you know what I mean?
Right.
Great. Please subscribe, like, comment, share this. Danny Rock Podcast, me and Reg. Wednesday edition, of course. Great.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this list, bro.
No doubt. Yeah.